Certified technicians will make sure that your machine is running right with free pickup and delivery.
To prepare. Introducing the
Nielsen. And I heard somebody over there. Was that Kevin in Tire Factory Turn 2?
No, I think you might have heard me.
Oh, well, hey, Brad.
You're 35 seconds away from a 5-minute mark and the start of our Heat 2A.
And I know Kevin's having some heat issues over there.
Well, that's my assumption is.
Right. And now osprey alert over the Columbia River. That is one large osprey. Beautiful. Heading up towards the Neil F. Lamson pits now. It's not part of the HAPO Over the River Air Show, but that is spectacular.
We don't see it.
It'll be coming to you shortly, Brad. It's going to clear the point down towards the local 598 Plumber Steam Fitters and IBEW tent where the Gold Star families are and head towards the Blue Bridge. You should see it now.
Nada. But
Well.
4:52, and here we go.
We've always questioned your eyesight.
I know. Look at this. We talk about, the late afternoon boats away from the dock. Boy, is this a beauty. 2 silver boats, a red boat, and a chartreuse and royal blue boat. And the chartreuse and royal blue boat takes off ahead of everybody. But, man, for a moment there, they were all stuck together in that late afternoon sun. Kevin, you know how much I enjoy that shot. But now they're coming right to you. Lots of color.
Oh, especially when you got the 11 coming out and the chartreuse and royal blue. At the 8 coming out after him. Whoa, bouncing out over the wake. The 9 after that, and the 12 going out wide.
And note the white wing on the 12 when it goes up there by you.
It is a little different, isn't it?
Yep.
It is. It looks like it doesn't quite fit exactly perfectly, but fits well enough.
It fits good enough. All right, coming up on 3:50. 3:50 to the start. Heat 1A.
Jamie Nielsen dives into Golf Universe turn number 3. And we'll jump over to Buffalo Brothers turn number 4, backing off the throttle a little bit in the J&Ds in lane number 1.
Michael,
at least for now. Glenn Boggin.
you'll be happy to know the Osprey has finally made it over the pits and is continuing its eastbound momentum.
Exactly. He knew the boats were coming out. He knew the boats were coming. Oh, he's heading to Clover Island. Fantastic.
I just wish we'd have strapped a GoPro to him.
There you go.
Shot of the pits.
Boy, what a pretty picture right now. Graham trucking on the outside. Andrew Tate.
They are all slowing down.
Yeah, Miss Tri-Cities lane number 2 with J. Mike, and lane number 3, Corey Peabody and the Pinnacle Peak Consulting, and that's just a parade lap heading down. That looks like Dash for Cash almost.
It does kind of look like that. They're all set up now. Tate starts to give it a little bit of a squirt on the outside. We approach 2 minutes and 50 seconds. 2:50 until the start. Kevin, boy, there you go. Got a camera? Snap that one.
I walked away from my camera, but yes, it looks great, but I think Andrew Tate's going to try to get out front.
Who is going to make the move?
I think it's Andrew. I think he decided, I don't like this. I don't like being on the outside of these guys. I got to give it a squirt, get ahead of everybody, and then make some moves. So
But
keep
does
an
he
eye on
cut?
Andrew.
Through the Esco Electric infield, anybody coming? Anybody going to come?
No, they've got to be worried about that 80 mile an hour.
Well, I think right now, sitting up there at 219, I think however they come off that corner, I'm going to be surprised if that's not how they come to the start-finish line. We are at 212 right now.
And
Andrew in one?
Yeah, well, yeah, he is. Yep, at the exit pin, a Buffalo Brothers turn 4.
But he is way out front.
Tate.
Yep.
And he's,
2 minutes.
he's going to have to do something.
He's fine, I think.
You really do.
Yeah, you
right.
don't want to be at the start-finish line. If you do the math on it, you'll find out you can't go 80 miles an hour for 2 minutes over a 2.5-mile area, but he's outside of that.
Is it J. Mike that does the old swerve, the S-curves? That
Yeah.
you're trying to...
So the issue now is going to be Jamie Nielsen is almost riding right in his wake.
Yep.
Who's going to have lane 1? Well, at least now Tate's in front, right, and has it for now.
We'll see if he wants to. 130 right there.
But Nielsen's going to have to give up some real estate and come outside.
or
He's
they
lost
cut.
his lane.
Or he cuts.
Now we keep an eye on Andrew here. See if he
Will
if he
he
keeps
cut?
it
Because
one.
Andrew Tate couldn't cut. But does
And-
Jamie Nielsen? No.
Can't do it. Boat on the inside.
Yeah, but look at Tate burn some time. Go a little bit later.
Yeah. He went
Coming up on
wide.
110 to our start.
Out wide. Back into lane 1. This is where he won from in that Heat 1A. And now I think the rest of the boats are going to shift out.
1 minute.
One lane.
So Tate in lane 1 as he comes up the backstretch. Lane 2, it looks like it's going to be Jamie Nielsen. They gave him room. J. Michael Kelly moves out to lane number 3. And Corey Peabody on the outside in lane number 4.
Tate's still way out front.
40 seconds. 40 seconds.
Well, he can take it slow. He won't have boat speed as much as he would like probably at the start-finish, but lane number 1's a pretty good place to be. Andrew Tate into Golf Universe turn number 3. Jamie Nielsen.
They're good.
J&Ds will be in lane number 2. Miss Tri-Cities, lane number 3 with
15.
J. Michael Kelly. Pinnacle Peak Consulting, lane number 4 with Corey Peabody. All the boats emerge at the exit pin of Buffalo Brothers, turn number 4 on the front stretch. Brad with our countdown.
We are inside 5. We're 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Mark.
And it is clean, and the boat speed appears to be on the outside. It's J. Michael Kelly in lane number 3 leading down the front stretch. Peabody in second place on the outside.
Yeah, boy, look at Jay Mike get down here with a lot of air underneath the 8 from lane number 3. Got speed off to his left, but man, he brought a lot of power down here, Kevin.
Oh, he's good. He looks really strong, but you know who looks strong too? The 11 and the 12, both on the inside, staying within that rooster tail of the 8.
Yeah, they had the shorter course around, Kevin, and they came out and had the lead for a moment. But, boy, look at J. Michael Kelly in lane number 3 starting to pull away a little bit on the backstretch. Tate's trying to reel him back in the 12, the Graham Trucking. Nielsen falling back a little bit in the J&Ds in lane number 2. Peabody, can't see him. I believe he's fallen back on the outside. We'll pick him up as he comes off the exit pin to turn number 4. Yep, he has. He's fallen way off the pace now. Race leader, it looks like it's almost deck to deck now. Tate on the inside, J. Michael Kelly on the outside, and J. Michael Kelly really has a lot of boat speed. Nielsen is climbing back into this and may take over second place by the time they get to Butch Finnegan, turn number 1.
Yeah, Kelly's leaving a lot of room in there for Nielsen. He's driving it down the hallway, but it's a pretty wide hallway right now. But it is Kelly down here first with a couple of boat lengths.
Yeah, but Tate is making up that and going to maybe take the lead into the Griggs backstretch, but he has to slow down, and so J-Mike with his boat speed able to get back the lead as they head back.
Yeah, Peabody has fallen back up the Griggs backstretch. The race leader right now on the backstretch is J. Michael Kelly in the 8 Miss Tri-Cities. Second place on the inside, lane number 1, that's going to be Tate in Graham Trucking. Jamie Nielsen has fallen back off the pace. He's now a rooster tail behind Tate in the 12. Now, the real question is, can Peabody catch up and take over third place in the 9? At 2 pin, onto the front stretch. It's going to be J. Michael Kelly with the race lead. Tate challenging on the inside, but falling back a little bit. The white flag is out. The race leader, J. Michael Kelly, and the Miss Tri-Cities down the front stretch into Butch Finnegan, turn number 1.
Yeah, well, all of a sudden with Nielsen dropping back, Kelly's been able to tighten it up on Tate, and that's the difference right now. He's driving lane 2 instead of lane 4.
And that has been a huge benefit to him because no longer does Tate have all that inside distance, that shorter distance. And J. Michael Kelly's got just only a slight longer track. He's able to maintain that boat speed in lane 2 and fly down the backstretch.
Tate gained a little bit of ground through Tire Factory turn number 2, but J. Michael Kelly starting to pull away coming up the Griggs Ace Hardware backstretch. Into Golf Universe turn number 3 at the top end of the course. On the inside, Andrew Tate in the Graham Trucking. Can he gain more ground on the inside? The checkered flag is out for Heat 2A. He will not be able to catch J. Michael Kelly at the exit pin of Buffalo Brothers turn number 4. J. Michael Kelly in the Miss Tri-Cities takes the checkered flag in Heat 2A. Second place will go to Tate in the Graham Trucking. The battle for third continues. Peabody on the outside, on the inside, Nielsen. Jamie Nielsen and the J&Ds will take third, and the fourth place for Peabody in the Pinnacle Peak Consulting number 9. Fantastic run, and you know, we talked about how good the E350 races were, how good the Grand Prix America races were. That was a fantastic unlimited heat of racing. So, your winner will be the 8 with J. Michael Kelly, Miss Tri-Cities. And a second place finish for the 12, Andrew Tate in the Graham. Third place, the 11 J&Ds with Jamie Nilsson and Corey Peabody in the Pinnacle Peak Consulting finishes in fourth place.
So important for Mike to get into lane 2, I think.
You know, the other important part on that, it was a clean race. Nobody made a mistake.
Yeah, no, I the start looked, well, again, I don't have the greatest angle. It looked great. But yeah, Mike getting down to lane 2, it was just so important for him, I think, to not have that 2-lane difference. That 1-lane difference, you're still going a longer way, but at least you're knocking down the difference.
Fastest lap was the 8 J. Michael Kelly, Miss Tri-Cities, in lap number 1, 154 miles per hour and change in competition.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa, that was for the 8?
Yeah.
Oh, and I was just about to make the comment that, yeah, he was running in lane 3 from the perspective that there were 2 boats inside of him, but he was running that thing at about lane 5. You talked about it being a clean race, and it was very, very clean. I made the comment, I think, at one point that Nielsen was driving down the hallway, but it was a pretty darn wide hallway. And so to run a speed like that out as far as he was, that's cooking.
Yeah, 154.62 miles per 8. 154.628 miles per hour. Lap number 1 for the 8, J. Michael Kelly, Miss Tri-Cities. Fastest lap. That's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good unlimited hydroplane racing. We've got one more heat coming up as the drivers head back to the Neil F. Lamson pits, and both Glenn Vaughan and Brad Luce head down to the docks to get driver interviews and more, and that leaves us with the lineup for Heat 2B that we've been talking about. It's going to be the piston-powered U3 Griggs Ace Hardware with Jimmy King, Jimmy Shane in the U1 Home Street Bank. Dave Bilwalk, Miss Beacon Plumbing, the 40. And he lost all of his points out of the first heat because of a fuel violation. And Dustin Eccles in the 440 Bucket List Racing.
Let me jump in here if I can, Michael. I've got J. Michael Kelly, after he says hello to his wife, gets the obligatory bottle of water here. There! How about that? You've been racing now.
Oh, much better. It's kind of weird being on the outside, but, you know, we've had some wrenches thrown at us today in these first couple heats. You know, so a few little electrical issues the first heat, and then second heat. Canard is, you know, we got it figured out. We'll just, you know, it worked out. You know, I got to thank Daryl and Vanessa Strong, all the U8, Miss Tri-Cities. You know, we made up for the first heat, and then just, you know, that was fun. It was fun running on the outside right there.
Yeah, and it's got to make tonight a whole lot easier.
Definitely, you know, in the day on a good note, definitely helps. We'll go look at the data, and we're going to make a lot of changes going into tomorrow and stuff, I'm sure. These guys are always working, and, you know, so we'll just see what happens.
You were driving Jamie Nielsen extremely clean, leaving him a lot of room in there. You were running out about lane 4, maybe 5, and on my walk down here, I was just told you turned a lap while you were out that far of 154. That's cooking.
Yeah, and that's moving. You know, it's not worth running the guys tight out here. We all need to get points, make that final, and, you know, it's not worth going out there and tearing up equipment or taking out your competitors. So, you know, it was fun being out there. I could see that bright yellow boat on the inside, and of course Andrew Tate on the inside. So, but it was really nice beating them from the outside. It's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool, because that's a boat you know extremely well.
Yeah, no, it's a fast boat. Great group of guys. Drove for them for a long time, and you know, they couldn't have gotten a better driver to, you know, take over from where I left off. And, you know, so, but I'm so happy with you know, just the opportunity that I've been given, you know, driving for Daryl and Vanessa, this entire team, being teammates with Corey Peabody. It's been quite the journey this last year. So, you know, we're here racing, and that's what's cool.
And that's what you want to do. Hey, I got news for you. Saturday is in the rear view mirror. Go relax.
Oh, I will. I'm going to go find the AC and cool down. It's like 200 degrees in that cockpit.
There you go. J. Michael Kelly, very talkative after his win. He talked a little bit about some of the issues maybe they had in the first heat of the day. And he thinks he's going up and find an air conditioner. No, he's walking up to the start-finish line tower so he can have another interview in his jet black racing suit. Going to be warm for a few more minutes, but to me, the boat looked really, really strong. And I know that we've got Glenn Vaughan here. Glenn, if you're ready, wherever you are, just jump in. But I made that comment to Mike about turning a lap of 154 when he's running out in like lane 4, maybe 5, because he was running up way on the far outside. Do you remember, Michael, 2 years ago when we had those calculations about every time you move out a lane, how much faster you have to go?
Sure, so that would translate to what, 156?
Well, we were figuring that it was maybe 3, 4, and in some cases 5 miles an hour faster per lane.
And he was way outside.
And he was way outside, so you're talking 159, 160 miles an hour. Like he said, that boat was cooking. He was moving.
We understand we're 1 minute for the 5 to the 5 coming up for Heat 2B. You know, the other thing, Andrew Tate In the 12th, Graham Trucking turned 2 laps in excess of 152 miles per hour.
Wow.
I know, that's some pretty good racing.
Tate was smoking.
That's some pretty good racing.
That is some good racing, and Mike always gets a little smile on his face when he beats one of those, when he beats that boat. I don't know, I think he knows how hard he worked on it and all that good stuff, and oh boy, now he's got the photo op going on here with the family, that being Mike. Mike, I got to tell Mike, this is how they do it for the other interviews. You see, you get a golf cart ride. You can say hi to me when we walk by. He's jumped in the golf cart and he gets that ride. And I'll head up to the tower, Michael. I'll leave it back up to you, but that was some good boat racing.
All right, well, let's set the field again. Coming up, Jimmy Shane in the home street, Jimmy King in the Griggs, Dave Billwalk in the Beacon Plumbing, Dustin Eccles, Bucket List Racing, Heat 2B next on News Radio 610 KONA and 610KONA.com.
You are listening to the Waterfalls thanks to Farmers Exchange on News Radio 610 KONA, Kennewick, Richland, Pasco.
When ag is your business, you have to be ready for anything. The weather, the markets, that are.
Welcome back. It is the finale for day number 2. Actually, I guess this was actually only day number 1. Technically, we didn't have any boats on the water yesterday, guys.
No. You had an aquatic botany podcast going on for a bit.
That's right. We found out about Sago pondweed. All right, so Heat 2B is coming up in our finale for day 1 of action on the river here as part of the HAPO Columbia Cup. And let's go back down to the Neil F. Lamson pits and thoughts about Jimmy Shane, Jimmy King, Dave Billwalk, Dustin Eccles, Heat 2B. That's our lineup as 4 boats will be heading out of the Neil F. Lamson pits. Brad Luce, Glenn Boggin, our American Radiator pit reporters. Great job grabbing our interviews after the races and keeping us up to date with what's happening down around the corner at Columbia Park. And our special thanks to American Radiator. Their specialists can repair, recore, or replace your radiator with free pickup and delivery throughout much of the Northwest. Don't risk an engine meltdown. Repair with the professionals at AmericanRadiator.com. Tire Factory turn number 2. That's where we find Kevin Rounce and our Freedom Equipment Rental Lift. And Tire Factory, you know, We talk about the heat, and the heat will return tomorrow with triple-digit temperatures. Stay hydrated, everybody, and hope you're doing the same today. Sunscreen's always a good idea, too. But if your air conditioner isn't working, not only does Tire Factory have the best tires from Michelin, BF Goodrich, Bridgestone, and more, they also have AC techs that will keep you cool all summer long. Some of the best AC techs around. So, Kevin, what can you see from Tire Factory turn number 2?
I can see that Jimmy King's still not in the water yet.
Really?
But he is hooked up to the crane.
Okay.
So they are taking a little extra time with him as we're down to, what, 1 to the 5? Or less than 1 to the 5?
Should be pretty close.
Yeah, so he's going to have to hustle it up a little bit here. But right now, both orange boats are in, the blue boat's in. But Jimmy King, I mean, unless they've taken him off, and let me check and see.
No, the sling is on.
Okay.
I walked right by it, didn't see it, and
I mean, it's on. It's just he's got to hustle.
And Brad, as far as regulations go, last chance to move out of the pits if you're running slow?
you've got to be up and on a plane at the 1 minute mark. That's all the rule. I got to jump in and get a watch set.
So Brad, looking for our countdown clock as we get ready for Heat 2B. And a reminder, after our wrap-up here on the river, the Hydro wrap-up show, the Rooster Tail wrap-up with Frank Cooper from the News Radio 610 K1A studios. And we will have all of the day's highlights thanks to Jason Hogue at American Family Insurance. And we've had a lot of great racing in all classifications of boats. Thanks to Jason Hogue, American Family Insurance. Did you know that AmFam achieved the highest customer satisfaction score among mid-size insurers in the 2021 J.D. Power Insurance Shopping Satisfaction Study? Why settle for number 2? Contact Jason Hogue with AmFam today at jasonhogue.com.
Michael?
Yes.
They just spun down the crane on the 3 and unhooked it.
Oh, good.
No, unhooked it.
Oh, back on the trailer.
Yeah, it's still sitting on the trailer, and they just took the slings off.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's not good.
There'll be 3 boat.
Going to be a 3-boat heat.
Wow.
And
well, Jimmy King didn't get any points for jumping the gun, and now he'll miss out on points in Heat 2B.
yeah, and we are coming up on 5 minutes. We're 5 seconds away. Sorry about that.
2.
We'll follow that story.
1. Mark. 5 minutes.
So you got a watch going too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just surprised. You know, it's just disappointing that he won't be out there.
So 2 orange boats and a blue one.
Kicking away from the dock, heading to Tire Factory turn number 2, Kevin Rounce.
Yeah, Jimmy Shane in the Home Street Blue trying for a perfect Saturday. Top qualifier, won first heat. Now he's going to try to win Heat 2B. And you go perfect on the first 3 events. That's a pretty setup.
Pretty
for
solid,
the final.
yeah.
40 goes right in front of me first.
So 440 heading up the back stretch, that is.
That's
one with
the
Jimmy
40.
Shane.
That's
No,
the
I'm sorry, the 40, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 440 is just now away from the dock.
And then the blue.
Coming up on 4 minutes. 4 minutes to the start, right about now.
And just checking out Bill Walk's boat. The fairings are fine, and it's a wing reattached. Is that white in color? Yeah.
Excuse me, that's what we decided. We decided it was white.
I think so.
Yeah, we kind of had a bad angle of it. But yeah, I think it's white.
It is.
And, geez, cutting a race course. How about that?
He did, and there was a bird that had to get out of the way very quickly.
Better teach that bird the start sequence that Dave Vilwalk uses. It usually involves a few of those.
So the Beacon Plumbing down the front stretch, heading into the bottom end of the course. And Bunch Finnegan turn number 1, over to Tire Factory turn number 2 at the top end of the course. Hello, fans from Buffalo Brothers. Best fans around hydroplane racing at the west end of the course. Exit pin at turn number 4. Jimmy Shane. And Jimmy has already decided that lane 1 would be a good place for him.
It worked last time.
Coming across at 2:55. Coming across start-finish line, so still a long way to go. Keep an eye on Dave, see if he doesn't go up the top end and bring it around again, but I don't think he will.
Dustin Eccles on the outside in the 440, bucket list racing.
Jimmy might cut here.
Yeah, he's slowing down, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's backed off the throttle quite a bit.
He's
Bill
got-
Walk is through the ESCO electric infield to the front stretch.
Well, there, I'm going to stop trying to crawl in ahead of these guys. I got both of those wrong. Looking at 2:25 now until the start.
And Dustin Eccles going out way wide. Well, lane 5 or so, way out there.
Watch Dave.
Nope.
Going to come all the way.
So Jimmy Shane up the back stretch. The Griggs Ace Hardware backstretch, 4 locations to help you. Eccles is going to
2 minutes.
put the throttle in it at the 2-minute mark and head to the top end of the course. Will he dive to the infield here?
And this is where will Dave Villwalk cut in here. If we're under 2 minutes to go. Because he was hanging out in 2.
Here he comes. Is that him coming across?
Yeah, you're going to have Jimmy Shane come across the ESCO Electric infield.
Oh, prevent Villwalk from doing it.
And Villwalk's going to do the same. And let's see who's going to jump into lane number 1 as we get to the JMC Motorsports start-finish line. Villwalk has claimed lane number 1 now.
Wow.
Jimmy Shane will be in lane number 2.
He gunned it.
And it looked like he turned onto the race course upriver of the start-finish line, and on my map, that's a good move.
Oh, wow.
So all the boats now into Bunch Finnegan turn number 1.
At $1.10 to the start, 110.
Countdown continues for the start of Heat 2B to wrap up our first day of racing of the 2021 HAPO Columbia Cup.
1 minute, 1 minute.
Jimmy Shane hanging way back of the 2 orange boats. The 40 with Villwalk on the inside. The 440, Dustin Eccles on the outside, and Shane in the middle in the home street. To the score-up buoy on the back stretch. Dustin Eccles on the outside. Now remember, they'll have the long trip around on the outside. But Jimmy Shane hanging back in lane number 2, just to that score-up buoy on the back stretch.
Yep, just to reiterate, whatever lane they're in when they enter that corner, that's the lane they have to run in. 23 seconds, Mike.
Dustin Eccles way on the outside. You've got Jimmy Shane in the middle. He'll be in the hallway, and Dave Villwalk on the inside with a great move through the ESCO Electric infield to claim lane number 1. All the boats onto the front stretch with the countdown continuing to the start of Heat 2B.
3, 2, 1. Mark.
It is a clean start. Villwalk on the inside, but really good momentum for Jimmy Shane on the outside. They are deck to deck, heading down the front stretch into Bunch Finnegan turn number 1.
I'll tell you what, Jimmy Shane is not running away from Dave Villwalk. We'll see what kind of a corner Dave can get, but they're close together, Kevin.
Jimmy is flying, though.
Jimmy Shane had an incredible turn number 2, and at the exit pin already had a half a rooster tail lead over Dave Villwalk. Through the turn, Jimmy Shane was just perfect with full boat speed. Now Villwalk is back almost a rooster tail as they head up in turn number 3 with our Shell Sun Markets. On the inside, Villwalk. On the outside, Jimmy Shane. Shane with a almost rooster tail lead now as they get to the exit pin of turn number 4 for Buffalo Brothers. Onto the front stretch, it's Jimmy Shane with a rooster tail lead over Dave Villwalk. Shane pulled away through the bottom end turn to leave Dave Villwalk a rooster tail behind now.
Yeah, it's a full rooster tail as they come down here. It is all Jimmy Shane. At some point, Dave Villwalk's going to make a move to go into the outside, and he just did it. Dave Villwalk has moved to the outside. He's going to give up the fight and pick up 300 points. Look at Shane. He's just running beautifully.
Yeah, and he's starting to hug the buoy line, too. I don't know if he heard about J. Mike's time and wants to beat it, but he's just absolutely a rocket ship right now.
Well, when you list the boats that have the potential to beat Jimmy Shane, I think you could probably now remove the 40. Well, on the backstretch, it's a 3 rooster tail lead now for Jimmy Shane heading into the Shell Sun Market turn number 3 at the top end of the course. Buffalo Brothers turn number 4. Jimmy Shane has extended his lead with a near perfect turn. A little bit of rough water at the exit pin, but he's fine. On to the front stretch.
Maybe tomorrow we'll get an opportunity to see the 1 and either the 8 or 1 in the 12.
I wanted to see the 1 and the 3 out there, honestly, and it's just a shame we don't have Jimmy King in the Griggs Ace Hardware boat.
Jimmy coming down here to the lower corner on a third and final lap here of our Heat 2.
White flag is out, and Dustin Eccles in third place with some big points for the 440 bucket list.
Some rough water down here right now. But Jimmy gets through it without too much trouble.
Yeah, Dustin Eccles backing off the throttle coming across that start-finish line. That's interesting. I don't know if he's going to be able to continue. He's losing power on the front stretch.
Yep, and he's way on the outside of the race course, and he is turning to the outside of the race course.
Dead.
He's throwing in the towel.
Yep, top end of the course. It's the final 2 turns in our 4-corner super speedway. Shell Sun Market turn number 3. Jimmy Shane in the home street. Into Buffalo Brothers turn number 4, swinging a little bit farther out wide. A photo op for the Buffalo Brothers crew down there on the west end of the course. To the front stretch, Jimmy Shane in the U1 home street takes the checkered flag at the JMC Motorsports start-finish line. Second place for Dave Billwalk in the Beacon Plumbing, the 40. And Dustin Eccles, unfortunately, losing power on the front stretch after completing lap number 2. Will get a DNF. Big points for Jimmy Shane. And Dave Billwalk gets a much-needed boost on the points because he didn't get any after Heat 1.
Yeah, and I think also Dave Billwalk in that heat, he learned a lot. He and Kelly, I think, probably learned a lot. He got himself on the inside of Jimmy Shane. He ran him hard into the corner. He ran him hard through the corner and for one lap. And I think now they know just exactly where they are versus that powder blue boat. And that powder blue boat's a strong one. I think he ran him hard for a lap, threw in the towel, said, all right, I'll take my 300 points. We're in good shape.
So big points for Jimmy Shane in the 1 home street, and a nice finish for Dave Billwalk. Had the inside lane, and that was maybe the most exciting part of the race was the milling period and the way that Dave Billwalk was able to cut through that infield right in front of us to claim lane number 1.
Yeah, that was a pretty aggressive move, which tells me I think he really wanted to get in there and see how he measured up. Now he knows.
Yeah, and it really, the class of the fleet and the way that that boat handled the 1 home street with Jimmy Shane through turn 1 and 2 on that first lap, it was just unbelievable how quickly he was able to gain ground and then pass up the boat on the inside, Dave Billwalk in the Beacon Plumbing.
Yeah.
So our winning driver heading back to the Neil F. Lamson pits, and our pit reporters ready to talk to him and find out what their reaction is and hear from Dave Billwalk too. Meanwhile, Dustin Eccles in the 440 will take that slow tow back over to the Neil F. Lamson pits, unable to claim the 3rd place points with a DNF, unfortunately, and it did not start that time for Jimmy King in the 3, the piston-powered Griggs Ace Hardware.
And I think, guys, that might be where I stop. I'm going to see if I can find Ed or somebody here with regards to the 3 that can tell me what happened.
Yeah, that's a tough one, isn't it?
It is a tough one. There's a lot of people up on the boat right now. Jimmy King himself is up on the boat. So there's a lot of people here bent over and working hard.
Well, that's your fan favorite. Everybody wants to hear that power.
Yep.
The Turbinator.
Even something about 2 minutes. You're 2 minutes short. You needed 2 extra minutes. And Mitch Evans is up on the deck, and he's saying we needed 2 more minutes. And perhaps they could have made it.
Now, that's truly unfortunate. Couldn't answer the bell, and unfortunately, they did not get back out on the river with the 3 Griggs Ace Hardware.
This is a true social distancing interview here with Mitch Evans. He's yelling at me, and he says, but we will be back tomorrow. Is that a true statement, Mitch? Jimmy, can I believe him? We'll be back tomorrow. There you go. You heard it. So I don't know what the problem was, but they're working on it. I heard you, Glenn. I think you got a winner down there. Talk to Jimmy.
Yeah, we got Jimmy Shane here. So, boy, second verse same as the first. Looked really good in round number 2. What'd you think?
Yeah, we made a few adjustments after the first heat, and the boat performed what I feel even better than the first set of heats today. And, I mean, we were able to pull Dave out of that first turn a couple boat lengths, and I knew all I had to do was just stay out in front so I could control the course, and that's what we did. And we got another good heat of points. That's what we're here for.
Talk to us about that turn 2, where you really closed the gap and pulled away. How'd you do that? What was going through your mind?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I wanted to leave Dave plenty of room. I knew that we probably had just a little bit of speed on him and try to run a clean race, but I wanted to keep him honest at the same time. Dave can be, you know, he's a cagey veteran, and I didn't want to give him too much wiggle room in there, so try to hold him tight, keep him honest, but obviously give him plenty of room to get through that turn clean.
how does your mentality change when you have a fairly sizable lead over somebody? And you want the points, you want the cushion, but you want the win.
Yeah, I mean, we're here to win. That's what we're here to do. So even just getting out in front and getting a comfortable lead, you're still hearing all the stuff in the boat that could be going wrong. And I backed it down just a little bit just to try to keep it a little bit easier on the equipment for the rest of the weekend. And it's great that I have that opportunity to do that in this boat.
Friday was a disappointment for everybody, but Saturdays, you got to be feeling pretty good.
This is a pretty epic day for the fans. They got a lot of boat racing in. They got great weather. And it's great to be able to race here on the Columbia River again.
All right, Jimmy, we'll let you go. Great job on Saturday.
Thank you.
Great. And will we have an opportunity to talk to Dave Billwalker, or will that wrap up our Riverside coverage, guys? Just curious if we might hear from Dave over at the 440, and I think Glenn's headed down the dock.
over there. Give me a second.
Well, you've got a long stride. It should only take a second.
Well, the dock, I'm not
a land
animal. I'm not a sea animal.
There you go. So thanks to American Radiator, our pit reporters. Also thanks to Kevin Rounds, Tire Factory, turn number 2. Great coverage all day long. We need a little bit more shade over there for you.
Yeah, whatever's going on with the equipment, I don't know exactly how to fix it.
Well, sunshine and heat will do that.
Yeah. On a points recap, if my microphone will work?
You bet. Go right ahead.
All right, real quickly. This is unofficial, of course, pending tech review of the races and all that. Jimmy Shane, of course, perfect. 2 wins and qualifying first, gets 900. Second place will be the U8, the Miss Tri-Cities, with J. Michael Kelly. He's got 780.
Hey, Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin, can we put a pin in that for just a second?
Absolutely.
I love to interrupt you, but we've got Dave Billwalk here. Dave, talk to me about this heat. Coming in second, getting points. How did it go?
It went good. We went up there and tried to make a good start and, keep them honest. They had a lot of boat speed and they could outrun us there. But, we managed to get some good boat speed and get a great start and represent our sponsor, Beacon Plumbing, the best we possibly could. And so we had a good time, and Jimmy Shane and I managed to run another heat without running into one another, which was a problem a while back.
Well, and you ran very competitive against the 12, very competitive against the 1. You've got to be pretty happy with the way your boat's running, your crew's running.
Yeah, everybody's doing a good job. So we had a little misstep. We were trying to get every, when they said we had a flagrant fuel violation, that means you're a couple of hundredths or thousandths of a gallon of fuel over for a couple of seconds. And we were just trying to play as hard as we could, and you're going to win some and lose some, and it was just one of those.
Day 1 in the books. Now we're looking to Sunday. How are you feeling?
Still great. Boat ride's great. Everything's running really good. So we'll just go to school, try to make a little better setup for the final, and try to make the final. That's would be the big problem.
Dave Billwalk, thank you so much for the time.
Thanks.
Very good. Glenn Bogan, American Radiator pit reporters, Brad Luce. And Glenn, thank you so much for a great day, a busy day of racing. What a great run it was. So let's talk a little bit more about those points. As you mentioned, Kevin Rounds, points perfect for Jimmy Shane in the 1 home street.
Yeah, he has 900 points. Second place, it's the U8, the Miss Tri with 780. If I break up, just ask me again. I'll clarify. Third place, U12 with 730. Fourth place is the U5, the U11. With 585. The fifth place is the U9 with 388. The U40 with 370. The U3 with 265. And the U440 with 255.
So there's your points recap. And again, congratulations, Heat 2B, the winner, Jimmy Shane, in the home street bank. For our pit reporters, Brad Luce and Glenn Bogan, Kevin Rounds, Tire Factory, turn number 2, and everybody here along the Columbia River that makes our broadcast possible, we look forward to day number 2 coming up as we crown the HAPO Columbia Cup champion tomorrow in our broadcast. We'll start at 8 a.m. The Hydro wrap-up show is coming up next on 610 KONA and 610KONA.com with Frank Cooper, thanks to our good friend Jason Hogue at American Family Insurance.
The racing on the river may have concluded.